I'm delighted to be joined here today by Andy Porter from Giacom to discuss Microsoft's massive 1st of October CSP changes and what they mean for partners. Welcome, Andy.
Thank you, Douglas.
Well, Andy, so you've just joined Giacom as its Microsoft technology strategist, having previously held a very similar role at Microsoft. So, firstly, before we get going, why did you make the move?
Yeah, a lot of changes. I think the biggest thing for me is working closely with Giacom the last couple of years, and having the opportunity to work closely with partners in the channel to bring the sort of impact that I wanted to have.
No, that makes perfect sense. So Microsoft CSP changes, for those who don't know, can you just fill us in on what these 1st of October changes are and
Yeah.
why Microsoft is doing this?
Absolutely. So from October 1st, Microsoft is introducing a new revenue threshold for all partner types, but specifically for direct CSPs, and there'll be a minimum of $1 million in annual revenue. So it's part of Microsoft's sort of broader efforts to streamline what the ecosystem looks like for partners and basically make sure that partners are well positioned to deliver value to customers. It's a bit of an abrupt change, but ultimately it's just about aligning partners to the program with long-term sustainable growths.
Yeah, and you might actually have the inside line on this given your where you've just come from. But do we know how many direct CSPs will be under the new $1 million threshold when it comes in?
Yeah, not anything I can give away, unfortunately. Microsoft haven't released anything publicly, any exact figures or anything like that. But based on conversations that I'm having and market insights that we have as a distributor, we suspect it to be quite a significant amount of the direct CSPs that will be impacted. Many of the partners operate at a smaller scale, and this introduces a new barrier that could really affect their sort of long-standing direct status. And at Giacom, as part of my new role, and we're already engaging with partners who are evaluating their options, looking at what the guidance is, how to move forward, and just to make sure that it's clear and understanding across what their next move should be.
Yeah, and the changes were announced back on 1st of May. So if they haven't done anything at all come 1st of October, what will happen to those sub $1 million direct CSPs? And is it too late for them to act?
No, absolutely not. So as part of the thresholds going into effect on October 1st, Microsoft did release a recent update which clarified that a bit further, saying they won't lose access straight away. It's almost the program goes into an active mode, and upon the partner's next CSP renewal, that's when their status could be impacted. And this is why we're seeing partners that are or aren't impacted by that $1 million threshold change, and reaching out to us, having proactive conversations about what they should be doing next. And Giacom are obviously here to support partners on making not only a transition to indirect as smooth as possible, but just navigate the strategic sort of values around that as well.
Right. And what do you say to direct CSPs below that threshold that are maybe worried that moving to an indirect CSP status is that, they see it as a bit of a downgrade?
Yeah, absolutely, and I can understand that sentiment. I've worked in direct CSP for majority of my career, so I understand how it can feel like a bit of a step back. You're not necessarily directly as close to Microsoft, but in reality, right now, a move to indirect is probably more of a strategic upgrade than ever has been before. And not only do you get access to a distributor like Giacom, who's already deeply embedded with strategic relationships at Microsoft, we have offered tailored solutions to support their solution alignments, but just helping them in generally with their business growth as well. Indirect does definitely not mean less control. It just means more support. You've got more people, and for many partners, that's exactly how they want to grow and what they need to be scalable. Um, I think from how it has been in the past, indirect and distributor is not just a transactional layer. We're there as an additional strategic partner.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's talk about the changes on the distribution side because from 1st of October, the changes also mean that distributors will now be having to do $30 million annually per geography. And I actually spoke to someone who estimated, just heard on the grapevine that as many of as 120 of Microsoft's circa 180 distributors globally, worldwide, would be below that threshold. So how is someone like Giacom affected by this as a distributor?
Yeah, Giacom are definitely well positioned. As my sort of insights in my previous role, it's not been a short-term decision. They've been planning this for a long time, and we've built our business around scale and strategic alignment with Microsoft. So we're well connected, but also heavily invested in the right areas to deeply understand how we can be prepared for something like this. And really, these changes reinforces for us the importance of working with a distributor that's not just compliant, but also committed to growth. And we're extremely confident in our ability to meet the new requirements. There's no issues there, but obviously just continuing to use that as a value add for supporting partners at the same level of excellence that we always have. And if anything, this change just highlights the value of working with a distributor who is future ready and not someone who's sort of not anticipated or prepared these. So that's definitely Giacom's position in that.
Yeah, great. And finally, what's your parting advice for any MSPs or resellers that are impacted by the new $1 million direct CSP revenue gate?
Don't wait. Be proactive, and whether you're impacted October 2nd or January 1st or next September, talk to someone who is able to understand both the commercials, the technical implications of the Microsoft ecosystem as part of those changes and beyond. At Giacom, we're already working with partners to navigate those changes. So that was exactly the reason for me coming over, was to help partners more than ever before. So my advice would be to reach out, drop me a message. I'm happy to put that time in with partners just to help guide them and help clarify what their options are as of today. Again, this is not just about remaining compliant. This is about setting partners up for long-term success.
No, brilliant. Thanks, Andy. Well, thank you so much for clarifying what's one of the biggest stories of the year for the channel for sure. So really appreciate your time on that.
No problem at all.